All right, how's it, everybody? Hello, how's it going, guys? I'm Scotty, and yeah, today I'm gonna start building my project. So this month I'm building a MVP live, not live, but doing like daily updates, I guess. And we'll be working through some of the more interesting bits on a day-to-day basis, I guess. Today I'm gonna actually start coding. Yesterday I kind of just outlined the kind of the idea I had and showed you a bit of my dev setup. But today we're gonna actually start doing some work. So let's get to it. So I just want to show you guys. Well, what have I made? I've made a few requirements. These are kind of like the to dos of the project. So I'll probably chuck these up on the website, which you can find at kangaroo.xyz. And these guys, I'll probably chuck them in this little tab here. So you'll be able to see kind of my my progress of the project. And so I'll kind of tick these off as I go. So it's kind of broken down into three sections. One's kind of like the front end, kind of the website stuff the user will interact with. So obviously things like being able to sign up, general like homepage and content pages. I also have like a little kind of API, so a little get API, I guess, on the server. Also being able to upload images. So maybe I do upload images and sign in. So this is all for the browser extension. So this is the kind of third part of it. So it'll be like a Chrome extension, which allows you to crop pages. So like yesterday, I described it as this kind of process. So you can kind of crop some kind of element, and then the idea is that you can upload this to the server, tag it right here, and then so when you go to the website, you'll have all these little components that you've saved. So that's kind of the basic idea. So today I'm gonna flesh out a bit of this website. So actually like start building it. I'll make some models in the server, on the Django server. And then, yeah, kind of do a bit of design work on the website. So should be cool. So we'll get started. So kind of like I described yesterday, the idea is that you're capturing like elements, kind of like I was explaining. So capturing like, you like this little tab. And so you're like, okay, I want to save this tab and save it for a future date, and then I can browse it. And so how do we save that tab? So in the database, I'm thinking we have a little content model, which will be linked to your user account. In the case of a public image, so there's going to be a public kind of collection. I'm thinking I'll put it as against like an admin user or something. So that'll be for the public things. I think that's sort of, because then I can then filter on that in the same and upload that in the same way as a normal user would. So I wouldn't have to create an admin UI. I can just log in as the admin and then use the normal user UIs for that. Hope that makes sense. Otherwise, we'll have a name for the piece of content. So maybe like a short description. So it's like, in this case, it'd be a cool tab. I don't know, tab with a nice color, something that makes you memorize it a bit. Maybe a longer description. Don't know if it's really needed, but we'll see. And then kind of a URL for the image. So when you take a screenshot of this, obviously you're going to upload it to the server. In my case, I'll probably upload it to S3 at some point. Probably S3 to begin with. We'll do that. And it will just have like an image URL, which you can then load a bit later. And then a create date, and then some tags. So this is how you will be able to filter this stuff, right? So for example, like in this case, it'd be some kind of content thing, but you could also do like the header. So this whole header bit could be a whole thing, or the whole page itself could be a tag. So however you want to kind of group your things, you can kind of do that. And I'm thinking you can do multiple tags too. So maybe you capture the whole landing page, but you also, it's notable for its, I don't know, subtle animations or something. And so you could have animations and then the landing page. That's the kind of idea. So I'll have like a many-to-many relationship on those tags, and then I'll have the tag kind of model itself, and so then I can kind of filter by tags. I don't know, you'll see. Anyway, so let's build it, man. So I'm using Django, right? And in Django, you can create these models fairly easily. But so yeah, I have this existing project. And I'm just going to steal it, basically. So I've got this idea class. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, so let's just pop this to the side. So in this case, we've got the user, right? So this is going to use the built-in Django auth user. So I'll probably have to import that. This guy here. Okay, cool. Or is it? No, it's the settings. Where's that? This guy. Okay. Yeah, cool. So we got that. So we got settings of auth user model. And so all of these pieces of content or like images you upload are going to be linked to your user. And then they're going to have like a name, like we said. So I guess 200 characters is probably enough. I don't know if we need a description, so maybe I'll leave it out for now. So we'll just put like, who knows? We can add it later, obviously. We'll do an image URL. And then we'll do a created field, so date time field. Create, maybe we'll just do, yeah, date time field. Create date, whatever. Time zone done now, and you import that. So this. And do we need an index on that? Not sure. We can add it later. I don't know if we'll be filtering by time that much. And then tags. So I guess we'll do tags. So Django has this kind of, Django has this built-in many-to-many relationship field. So it's kind of nice because you can have these two models. So in this case, a publication and an article, and you can kind of just link them with this many-to-many relationship tag. So you don't have to create a third database, a third table, which does the linking for you. So Django kind of just handles it. Super cool. So let's have a look. We'll chuck in tags, and then I guess we need a tag, right? So we'll have a content tag. Create that. Just call this guy content, and then I guess we'll just copy the whole thing. So content tag. Yeah, this looks good. Okay. I'm just thinking, do we link the tags to the user too? I guess we don't have to, because they'll always be built through a user. So I guess, yeah, we do need a user on these, because when we do a kind of get call, we'll be logged in as a user, and we'll be thinking, we'll want the tags that you have available, so that when you create the new piece of content, you have a list of tags that you can enter, and so that way we can kind of add them in. You'll be able to kind of search them. That's the idea. So yeah, you will need those on your user. So do that too. Okay. And then another, name. Pretty simple. Don't know if we need that long. 50. Why not? And cool. So that's the database setup. Pretty simple. Let's see if it works. So I've got, just show you this pip file here. So as I mentioned yesterday, I'm using this new, it's kind of like virtual env for Python. So it lets you build a like an environment real easy, but it also has this like scripting. It's kind of like npm. You have like a script path or a whole bunch of scripts you can run to make your life a bit easier. And so I just got a few basic scripts here, so I don't have to type in Python manage collect static, I can just type in like pipenv run static. So quite cool. So don't need to save that. So we'll just do that. Pipenv run migrate. So what that's going to do is, I was doing some testing before. I got a bunch of migrations here. I don't want those. So let's just delete them. Okay, so we've got a fresh database. We'll just do that one more time. So we're just going to run migrate, and that's going to create it's going to create our two models, but it doesn't actually commit them to the database. It kind of just creates this migrate file, which tells the database what to do. So it's going to add new tables, add new fields, update fields, delete things. That's what it does. So when you upload to the server, it has this kind of list that it can run through and perform on the database. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool how it's managed that. Anyway, so pipenv run make. So I should actually commit that to the DB. Boom, boom, boom. So it's also created all this admin stuff. So it's the first time the DB's been made. So it's literally just built the database. So in my local environment, I've got it set up to run SQLite, just the default thing out of Django. So it's built this little database here. So we can have a look at that. I've got a little SQLite program. There we go. So we can then browse the data, and we have our tables. So content, so it's got all our fields, content tag, it's got the stuff, and then it's built this kind of join table, intermediary table that it links it to. But because Django's real cool, we don't have to even think about that. So it's really nice. Okay, cool. So we've got a database set up. Now let's populate it with some actual data. We don't. Yeah, I think we do want the URL to be. We don't want it to be null. I'm thinking in the future we might want to have different types of content. So it could be colors, maybe, or gradients, other kind of designy stuff that you might want to save. So in this case, we're just doing images, but in the future, I might extend this table or this model to have different modes. I might do that in the same table, just as a hacky way. So I don't want these to be null, but in this case, I don't have any images to put them on, so I'll just leave it as null. So we won't get any images. Sorry, I'm rambling on here. Let's have a look. So we want to do pipenv run shell. So just to show you what that's doing, it's just running this guy, Python manage shell. And what that does is it creates a little Python terminal, which I can then run with Django running. And so I can actually interact with the database right on the command line here. So let's do something here. What am I doing? So from elemental.models, import content tag. So that's just importing my two models from this file. And then we can do content1 equals content. So title, name, test. Oh, we don't have a user. Shit. I'm gonna have to create a super user. I'm sorry. How do you do this again? Super user. Okay. Just gonna run that, right? So it's gonna create an admin user for the thing. What's our username? Just admin. Oh, we'll go Scotty. There we go. Yes. Okay, so we got we have our user, and where are we? Now we want to get that user. Copy this guy. So users dot get where p equals 1. Objects. Cool. Okay. So user. So Scott equals this. So Scotty is my user now. Okay. And then now we want to do some content. So content equals content name. Let's call it cool header. User equals Scott. What else do we have? So I'm just going to go to null. We don't have a URL, so we don't really care. I think that should work for a test. So we'll just do c1.save. So in the database, if we refresh that, you can see we have our header saved in there. That's cool. And then we want to do a tag. So let's create a tag. So tag 1 equals content tag. Give it a name. We'll do headers. Cool. Save that. Maybe we'll do another one. Landing pages. So another one like that. Okay, cool. So we've got a couple of tags, and then we want to link the two, right? So c1.tags.set. So that's going to set the tags. I think you can append, but we'll just do a set for now. So t1 tags.set, and we'll set it. So this is going to be a list of tags you can have. In this case, we just want header. Yeah, whatever, header. I think that works. So let's have a look. Where's this? So we haven't got it. Ooh, we didn't add a user there. Okay, I'll make them mandatory offline. So I'll tweak out the little bugs and stuff there, but at least it's kind of working, right? But we haven't got any ID one to headers. Oh, that's the tag itself. Where's the intermediate table? This table. Okay, cool. So it has linked them. Nice. So when we go C1, so now we can do something cool. So C1 is our content model. We can then just do tags, and then all. That's just going to return the tags. It's going to read the database and return the tags. So you can see that I don't even have to do a join or anything here. Django just knows about the relationship, and I can just kind of query that whole thing automatically. Pretty cool. So yeah, so now we've got like some basic data in our database. Super simple model or set of models. So yeah, I think we're ready to start actually making a little UI, I guess. So let's do, just close that. And I think I won't run the server at the moment because I kind of don't have it. I literally have no UI, right? So I'm going to use a little dev kind of screen here. So I've got a little script here. I'll show you something cool, which is like just dev live, right? So I'm going to run npm run dev live. And what that does is it's just going to copy my CSS that's generated when I run the actual server and stuff. And then it's going to copy that into this dev folder. And then it's just going to run this little package called live server, which is a node package. And it's going to just run this basic HTML file. And then update it. So I don't have to run the servers or anything. I can just start editing away. So you can see, because we've got, yeah, so it's basically this. So is it live? Oh, gotta save it. Cool. So now our server is loading automatically. And so I don't have to like constantly refresh the page. I'm just like kind of typing out some HTML here. So we can the plan is to get a basic website going, and then I'll port that over into Django, and then we'll hook up the database, I guess, to it. So yeah. So let's see. I'll go back to this to-do page. So you can see here we have our website. And so I have two kind of main UI sections, the home page and the content page. And one thing I've been inspired by is the Tailwind UI. So Tailwind CSS is something that I'm using. That's what these little random CSS tags are. But the company who makes that package library, does some really cool design work. And so they've built this website where they have a whole bunch of like design materials. And so this is kind of the basic layout I think I'll go for. This is kind of like has some public sections. So in this case would be landing pages or headers. These are the kind of tags, I guess. But yeah, so basically that. And then instead of having these sections, I'll probably just have like some examples and then just like live examples here. And you can click through, I guess, to a component page. And so this will be a full page, kind of like, I'll click on one of these. Oh no, that's right. Sorry. What's going on here? Yeah, so it's kind of a list of the actual components. So it's like a full list of everything. So the home page will be, it'll have like a splash section at the top. I have like actual content based in like these layered or tiered sections. You can click onto one of those components and then go into a component page itself, which will list the full list of features. I hope that makes sense. I don't have any UI or mocks or anything like that, so we're literally just rolling as we go. So let's see how we do that. So go back to my server, run up here, we'll do that. Okay, cool. So the general thing in my head is, let's just get rid of this. So we're gonna have a bunch of sections. So I'm thinking kind of like a header section, probably fixed at the top, and then we'll have like a little splash section at the top there, and then we'll have like the component bits. So it's kind of like 3 divs. This one being content, this one being like the header, the splash bit, and then content, right? And that's cool. So this will be with full, maybe like, I don't know, padding 5, fonts extra large, sorry, text extra large. It's just going to give us like a basic header. We could also, if we make it like a flex row, right? So if we do that, we can then add like a kind of the title, and then maybe like a button. So let's see, button. This would be like a sign-in button. This would be elemental, our temporary name. And then, so it's now a row. And then if we do kind of space between, right? What does that justify? Space between. So the way so I use Flex all the time. It's a nice little, it's super nice to make dynamic content or responsive content. It has these 2 different ways of aligning stuff: item, center, and whatever, and justify, center, and whatever. So if we go, basically what justify means is it's aligning to the axis of the flex, I guess. So in this case, we've got row, right? And so when you use justify, the alignment is horizontal. If we change this to column, the alignment is vertical. That's kind of the idea. And so items will be the opposite. So items on a column will center it horizontally. I think it's just easier to show it. So let's say justify, we'll do space between. So it's going to push the 2 elements away from each other. And if I do that to item center, that's actually going to align them vertically because it's off axis. So the row is horizontal, and item center is going to align them on the opposite axis, the perpendicular axis. And so in this case, it doesn't do anything because they were aligned already. So that's what the difference is. So we'll just do justify between. Cool. Maybe we'll style the button as a button. So we'll give it like BG red. I don't know, 400. Give it some padding. I usually like to do a little bit less padding on the y-axis and a bit more padding on the x-axis. And so that looks okay. And then just do rounded. So it gives us a kind of nice rounded border like that. I think even y1. Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe y2, y4, x4. I'm a bit nitpicky, man, but that's cool. So maybe this is good. You can kind of see. What did I do? Sorry, my face is in the way, but we shouldn't need much. I just want to show you guys this. Okay, so just to explain that justify item center alignment a bit more, you can see that elemental, the word, is aligned to the top because the button is creating extra height and the text hasn't been aligned. If we now went and did item center, that's going to align elemental, loads, centered. Nice. So that's cool. So you can see that elemental was on the top before, now it's centered. So that's the item center in action. So yeah, cool. Okay, let's do background. We'll just do, I don't know, just to give it like a different look. That's cool. Okay, so now we've got the splash content. Yeah, let's do class. What we're going to do, we'll just keep it, maybe, I don't know, let's do BG blue. 300, we'll give it some margin, I think, this time. We'll do rounded large. And we'll leave the text as is. It should be cool. Maybe text white, yeah? And maybe a bit less margin. Cool. And then we'll make some. I think what I want is like on the left have some text, on the right have like a video, something like that, right? So in this case, we're going to use two flexes. So we'll use a flex row on this guy. Yeah, and then we'll have two divs. So this will be the video stuff. This will be the kind of text content. And then maybe we'll have a H1. This will be our big title. And then some kind of, maybe a paragraph. Well, this will be like description. And we can add some other stuff a bit later. So in this case, so note that Tailwind doesn't have any opinion on your styles, which is cool. And so what it actually does is it resets. It resets all of the default styles. So it normalizes the page, right? So when I have this H1, usually in HTML, it's just going to be a bit bigger and bolder. But Tailwind's actually offsets that. So it's completely neutral because the tags are not supposed to be styling. They're supposed to be, I'm not sure the word, but it's kind of like declarative, you know? So it's like, okay, this is a title. That's exactly what it is. It doesn't care what the styling is, but it's like, this is what it represents. That's the idea. So what we've got to do here is font, I don't know, 3x large, or not even that, text 3x large. And then we should get a nice bigger title and a video. So let's do flex 1. So I'm just going to align the two blocks 50-50 for now. Slow, eh, with the recording going on. Okay, so our video is on the right, and we've got our text. So we'll just do like text center. Fact. We'll do flex column. I'm a flex addict, man. Flex column, item center, justify center, and then the video, I'm just going to have like a BG, we'll do white, I guess, rounded, maybe not extra large, but large, and we won't have any, yeah, we could have some text. No, won't have any text. And we need some margin, just another 5 there. Cool. So, also chuck in a height here. Maybe like, I don't know, 70. Okay, cool. So we kind of got like a little splash header bit. Header, splash bit, we'll chuck a video in there when I make one. And we have our kind of basic title and stuff. As for the content, so we have a couple of sections, right? So I'm guessing the section will be like, we'll have a header. So this will be our H2. So in this case, maybe landing pages will be one. Yep. And then we'll have another container. And this is going to have a bunch of the images. Well, there'll be images of kind of the content. So it's kind of be like similar size to this video. So let's just copy that, chuck it in. No flex, BG blue 200, rounded large. Let's do like, give it a width 64, give it a height 64. We won't do any margins on them. Yeah, that should be cool. So we don't even need this thing here. Okay, nice. Yeah, I feel like developing like this is a bit tricky now because my head's in the way. But should I move it? Nah, it's all good. Okay, so create 3 of these blocks. So these are now going vertical, as you can see here. So instead we wanted to kind of wrap horizontally. So flex to the rescue one more time. And in this case, we'll do flex wrap as well. And then we'll do margin on these guys. Like a 3. Okay, cool. So now we've got the content wrapping. And then we can just kind of copy this whole, just quickly do a little style on this guy. So text, 2XL, maybe padding left 5. Okay, cool. And we'll just kind of copy these. Okay, cool. So we kind of got like our, we expand this a bit. There we go, cool. So it's kind of the basic idea. Header, splash page, and some content. So these will be links to actual things. Maybe we'll have a little button here saying view all, maybe. And then we have our different kind of content sections. So like I said before, these will be public. So this will be on the home page. This is literally the home page. So it's like we'll have a quick little explanation of what this is, why people should care, demonstration of probably the Chrome extension, because we need to convey that it's more than just elements. It's something you can actually, it's a collecting tool, I guess. So that's what we want to kind of convey in this header bit, and then actually show content. So this will be public content that I curate, but I think it will be linked to the user, that kind of content user or admin user I was talking about before. But we'll see how that works a bit later. So I guess that's kind of the basic page. Obviously it looks crap, but we've kind of got the building blocks going. We just need content really. Might do one more thing. Let's do, so again, this is a flex kind of component, and so it's not being centered again. So in this case, we probably want to align them centered. So this is a row, and we want to align along the axis. So we're going to do justify center, right? And so that's going to center these bad boys. And now, extra cool thing, when you collapse it, it's got a nice centered bottom. So it's a cool way to do like centered blocks in any kind of case. So flex row with justify center. That's cool. And we'll do that for the rest of them, right? So we'll just chuck you on there, chuck you on there. Now we've got centered blocks. Cool. What should we do? Okay. I think maybe it's good enough to just link it to the database. I don't want to take up all your time. I'll flesh out the design in my own time. The thing with me is design takes like, I would love a tool like this that I'm building to kind of inspire my design. That's kind of the point of the tool. And so usually I'm do a lot of searching of things that I've bookmarked before, and I'm finding cool like design inspirations, to make something look cool. And I kind of just tweak and tweak and tweak. So I probably won't do that live because it'll get a bit tedious. But I'll definitely show you the final result. I'll probably have that done for tomorrow. I'll show you guys what it looks like. And so that'll be cool. But today, to finish off the video, I'm sorry, I'll just put my mic back in. Just so I'm a bit clearer, sorry. I hope that's okay. So today, I'll kind of just try and link this to the database. So like I said, we've built 2 tags. So that's in my little database here. Where's the content tag? So we've got headers, landing pages. So this is linked, or this will be linked to that content user, as I explained. And we can then build out the landing page with that content user. We can also cache the page. I'll do that at a later stage, but at the moment we'll just do it live. So the I guess we'll hook that up. So we want this to be connected to these, and then we want the actual content to be related to that many-to-many relationship we discussed before, which would be cool. Okay, and then so I guess let's do that. Let's do it. Okay, so we kind of got just the bare bones HTML stuff here. Now what we want to do is link that up to Django. So I've got my little Elemental app. It's kind of like my little Django thing. And all your stuff resides in these template folders. I should explain why I have it under Elemental again. So what Django does is when you build, you have all these little apps. So the admin app, like I was trying to explain yesterday, sorry, Django comes with this is not the Django server. Okay, I'll show you in a sec. Let's run that Django server up. It's just you can just align it like this. Okay, so create a new terminal. And what do you want to do? npm start. So just to show you what that does, I've got npm run dev, and that's going to run the npm stuff. And so it's going to have, that's kind of like the Preact, React, TypeScript dynamic things. That comes out of this. But npm start, I've set it up so that it concurrently runs. This is another npm package, definitely recommend. So it basically lets you run 2 scripts side by side. So in this case, I'm running 2 servers, my npm dev server and the pip env run dev server, which is the Django server. The start script kind of just does them together. So I don't have to open 2 terminals, run the 2 servers. It kind of just does that in one. Nice little usage there. So our Django server is running on 800. And okay. So we've got this little Django server running. What's happening? Okay, so like I was trying to explain before, you have these little apps. So you have this admin URL. This by default links to this kind of admin app. And so I can now log in as, well, let's see, Scotty, yeah. Log in, and then now, so I can kind of do the admin stuff, so I can check out who my users are, who my groups are. Let me just run the admin thing too. So there's an admin panel here, a script here, and you want to register this kind of stuff. So at the moment, sorry, what I'm trying to do here is you can, like I said, I've built two models. So I've built the content model and the tags model, but I can't see them here in the admin panel. What I've got to do is register them. So let's have a look. All your little apps have this admin panel, so I can register my models here. So from models, import content tag, yes. And we want to just run those, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Cool, so if I save that, it's going to rerun the Django server. Can I refresh the site? And you can see I've got my models here, which is cool. So I can see the contents. I can also improve the models because obviously this is not usable. What I'm going to do here is do I want to override the string property. So I got to do this. And then just return the name, I guess, self.name. If you're not familiar with Python, string, these double underscores override kind of inherited properties. String, the str is like the string thing. And so this is just overriding, it's kind of like toString. And then self is like this. And then on the content, we want to do name as well, I guess. And then if we refresh this, okay, cool. So we've got one piece of content, cool header. If we click on him, I guess we should see the tags too. Maybe I'll just do the side. Okay, so we've got some tags. Nice. And then add some more. It'll be creating a new one. So yeah, creating a new tag. So you can see that the admin panel has some cool stuff. You can restyle it, obviously, too, to your needs, but it has all of this functionality built in. Really nice to kind of like tweak content. So yeah, really powerful. So that's the admin. I've been getting a little distracted here. I was talking about the two different apps. So that's the admin app. What I've built here is an elemental app. And so now when the Python server runs, it collects all of the templates. It also collects all the static stuff. So your JSON, so your JavaScript and basically all the front end stuff. It collects them into references them in a central way. So in order to access this index HTML file, you kind of need to name it in a way that is compatible with all the different apps. So in this case, if I just had index kind of straight up in the template folder, when I'm in like a file and I'm trying to reference it, or let's say I'm in so I've hit the URL and I'm trying to render this page. So like you can see here, this is how I reference it. It's going to automatically be under the templates. So I don't have to write templates here because it already knows about the templates. That's how Django works. But in this case, this is referencing index.html. But this could come from a number of different apps, right? There could be an index.html under admin or under elemental too. So you're going to create your own little namespace. And that's why you put these index tags under a second, so under templates and then another second name. So just so that the different apps don't conflict. And it's the same thing for static files. So you can see I'm running static index.js. I probably should denote this as some other kind of namespace, just to make that a bit safer, So yeah, that's it. So like I said, well, let's actually build this thing, right? Getting too distracted. Bum, bum, bum. Max, okay. Yes. Okay, so we got our app, and this is just running. It's hitting this index view, running that index HTML file, and then this is what it's trying to render. So we'll close all the other crap. Actually, we do want this. So this is our bare bones. Sorry. This is our little makeshift app, and we want to kind of bring that into Django and make that dynamic. So the first thing is, I guess, we just bring the HTML content directly in it. So we've got this body tag. We'll just copy that whole thing, and then do the same thing here. So Django has all our styles from Tailwind CSS, so that should be good. So copy that. Cool. So the page is rendering, so it's just a static page, but it looks good. So we don't need that dev server anymore. If we just kill that, cool. Okay. So the Django server is running. Now what we want to do is actually use our models and data. So we're going to go back to that views script, and in here we're going to request the data from the database and then pass it into our index HTML file. So let's do that. So we want to first of all get our user. How did we do that before? This guy. Okay, cool. And then from elemental.models, import content tag. Just put that first. Okay. So like I said, we have a special user, content user. This is going to be user.objects.get. I guess we'll just do primary key of 1 for now. We can make this a bit safer a bit later. But yeah, content. And then this guy, oh, we don't even need the content tags. Or do we? I think we do. Okay. Let's see. So we have tags. Tags will be content tag dot objects dot all, or let's say dot filter, and we'll say user equals content, call it content user. Yeah. So these are our tags, and then we should be able to pass in like some objects here. So we'll just say tags, I guess, and then link that to our tags. Hopefully that works. I think we got to do this actually. I am a bit rusty on my Python and Django, so forgive me if this doesn't work. But let's see if it runs. Looks good. We can then refresh this. The Django server should. Okay, something broke. Why is that not working? It is working. Okay. I think I just hit it mid refresh. That's why it didn't load. And now we should be able to just reference these. So in this case, let's go. It's our splash. We'll go here, right? Now we need to do like a for loop. So I think we can do for tag in tags and do like end for here. That works. And then we can just render stuff. tag dot name. I think that should work. Like I said, I'm just going off memory here. 304 I think broke. So why isn't it working? All right, back to the documentation. Let's go 4. Or yeah, it's not going to be 4. It's going to be template. Bum, bum, bum. You know what? I have an example. Not of the for loop, but I think there should be an example up in here. No, that's not it. So this is another app that I've built. What am I looking for? Templates, idea track, base, ideas. So this is all dynamic, JavaScript stuff, but in settings, we do reference settings. So this is referencing this variable called settings. In our views of this guy, we have, where are we, settings? Yeah, this guy. So we're just doing the same thing. We're calling the database, but then running this stats in that case, but settings, yeah. And we're just passing it this object, settings, passing it to settings objects, settings object. In this case, it's just referencing that settings. So that should work. Oh, here we've got a for loop too, for TZ and time zones. And 4. So it looks good. So why ain't you rendering, man? So T and oh, okay. I think tags is also a registered name. I think I'm pretty sure. So let's just open up views again. Instead of calling it tags, we'll call it content tags. Save that. Up in here. Save that. That's refreshed. Mid refresh again. And you ain't working, man. Why? For tag in content tags. Is it even rendering the HTML here? Let's have a look. Yeah, sorry, I gotta work out this bubble head thing, but it looks like it's not rendering these HTML bits. So I wonder if I can just do this. Just save that, see what happens. So query set. Okay, cool. So it is there. Let's say maybe tags registered too. We'll go content tag. Content tag dot name. Our models is name and not title. Content tag name. We do have data. Content tag. Got 2 pieces of data with correct names. So that should work. Why you no work? Any page, any pages, any pages. Okay. Off to templates. So same thing. Let's go for 4. Where is this stuff? This is where a bit of testing beforehand would have worked. Django 4. Yeah. Okay, that should work. So this should just work. Maybe the double tag thing doesn't work. Or does it? Yeah, maybe instead of double tags, it's going to be these little percent tags. Okay, at least something's happening. Content tag dot name expected empty or N4. Yeah, so there's these. I think maybe it's probably an issue with the view here. So it's returning a query set, which is actually not a rendered thing. So we kind of got a query set references a DB call. So it's kind of nice. You can build up a query set and filter things. But so it doesn't actually call the database until you access it. It's kind of like a lazy loading thing. So in that case, you've got to do, well, at least I thought you did. Let's just print this out here. What? Print. Let's go for tag in tags. Print tag for tag and tags. Okay, refresh that. Refresh that. Print it. What the hell, man? God, okay. So sorry, guys. It's so simple. You can see, obviously, a bit out of date with this. This is not returning anything. Oh, I'm an idiot. Because none of the users are not connected. Let's just chuck this in here, yeah? Okay, whatever. So we'll save that. We'll refresh that. We've got a user. God, okay. I didn't have any data connected to the user. That's what I was filtering. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a dummy. There we go. My bad. Okay. All right, we're in action. So we got ourselves these thingamabobs. I'm not actually sure if you can do this, but I'm pretty sure you can do like a. I think the content is linked to the content tags. That's what I'm expecting. So for content, in content tag dot content, because I think Django has this double relationship thing. You can then go content. I haven't got this bad order format, but I'm praying this works. Let's see. Nada. Okay, let's go back to this many to many relationship. Many to many. So in this case, we have publication, we have article. Article links to a bunch of publications. Okay. Can you do publications.articles? That's what I want to know. I think I might have done, if you can't, p2.article. set. Okay, sweet. Content tag, content. Wait, content tag dot content set. Where are we, this guy? I think I feel so amateur right now. All right, so let's see. We'll say tag. It's tag 0, right? I'm expecting tag dot content. It's like all the content that links to this tag. Content set 0. Content. And then print content. This is what I'm expecting should work. Let's print that. It loads up. Perfect. Can you do this? Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a dummy. Okay. I'm just going to pip in for this. What am I doing? Pip in, run, shell. That's what happens when you live stream without a plan. You get caught up in easy stuff like this. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while. So let's see. From elemental dot models import content tags. Content tag. So T equals content tag objects dot or first. T. T. Okay. T dot. So this is a tag. So T has some content. Has no content. So what the hell is this guy doing here? Many to many. So publications has article set. So content set. Content tag is actually content set. Have I done this the wrong way? I feel like maybe I have article. No, because publication doesn't have any link to article. Article has this many to many. Many to many should be able to link to one to the other, right? So when you're a publication, you should be able to link to the articles, which this guy does. That's the article. We want a new publication. So yeah, the publication returns a list of articles. It's that double relationship. Lookups across relationships. So article objects. So why doesn't this work? Set one underscore. Such a dummy. Not subscriptable. It's not iterable. We're going to do all. My bad. Get the first one. There we go. Wow, that took a long time. Boom. I love programming. Refresh this. Looks like we're going to get another storm today. I don't know. Do you want to see something cool? I'll show you the volcano. Let's hope it's exposed correctly. Come on, webcam. There we go. No. Whoa. Come on. Man. There we go. Okay. Man, webcams are terrible. I'm sorry, but there's a giant volcano with a storm right on the tip of it. Looks pretty cool. Ah. Come on. Sorry for wasting your time. Okay, hopefully this should be done quick. Okay, so content tag is no. Okay, we're back in here in views. Just kill this crap. Oh yeah. That streaming makes things slow, eh? Also, I'm not doing this live because YouTube hasn't let me activated this yet. So that's why this is a pre-recorded video, and I'm just uploading these until I'm approved. So we're still getting errors here. Let's see. Okay, menu is not editable. Oh, we're going to do all. .all. I think we could just do that. Could not pass the remainder. Do I have to do this in the views? I feel like I might have to do that. Is it? Users. So if users is a query set, so this is what our content set is, right? It's a query set. This will appear if user is an instance that belongs to the query set. Okay. So why can't I loop over it? Oh, if user isn't users. Okay. Template loop over query set. Google to the rescue. Because yeah, I thought you could just run straight up Python. Maybe it's better to I think it's probably better to do it in here rather than in the HTML. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, instead of trying to do that in index HTML, I'm going to create the object here with all my content. And in that way, instead of looping through everything, I can sort of run a little process in here in the future, which will filter out the just maybe like the top 3 headers of the public stuff. And so I can do a lot more filtering in here much more easily than in the template itself. So I think that's probably a better strategy. So instead of this guy, we still want an object, but we're going to have content tags. Let's see, no, data. We're going to use Python's this comprehension, in this case, dictionary comprehension. And we're going to give it a, so basically for tag and tags, we're going to do stuff. So we don't need this list. We can just do filter, cool. So this is going to return a query set, which I can then do stuff with. So this is getting my tags. So what I want to do is do tags.name. So this is my key. And then over here, I'm going to do tag.content set.all. I could do this in one line, but it's probably not the clearest. So instead, I'm going to do this as a for loop. And we'll do this. Okay, so data equals dictionary. For tag and tags, we're going to get the content. So this is going to be tag.content set.all. Okay, and then we're going to chuck in data tag.name equals. So these are the so this is another query set. So in this case, I don't want the actual object. I want the name of the object. So I'm going to do a list. So for, I don't know, C in content, I'm going to have c.name. So this is going to return that string. So this is basically going to be, I don't know, like landing page. It's going to have a list of things. So like, cool, I don't know, site 1, site 2. Just going to be some stuff. That should work. Okay, and then we'll just return data. Or, yeah, we'll just, let's say, content, data. Since they're just returning data itself, we'll reference it through content. And so now for, let's say, section in content dot keys data dot items. That's kind of what we want. Section, let's go header content and data dot content. So content dot items. Yeah, we want to create this. I want to create one of these, right? Okay, so the header is going to be header, and then content is going to be a list of things, right? So we'll have this little wrapper. Actually, we'll do this for content item in content. We will end the for loop, have this thing, I don't know, let's say name. Maybe just chuck this guy in here, name, save both of those. Yep. This is the wrong server, this one. Okay, cool. So we've got headers, we've got our cool header. So this is like content, right? So we've got cool header, and we don't have any content for landing pages, so that's why it's empty. Cool, man, so it works. In that case, we will get rid of the rest of this crap, and that's cool. I think we can also do a, in this case we have nothing, right? So we could do like a little if statement in here, I suppose, but I'm rather just going to do it in the views, because I think the views is a better place to filter out stuff. So in this case, if length of content is 0, let's say 0, yeah, sorry, greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, that's when we want to actually send it to the view. And then that way we can, cool. Sorry, my bobblehead is in the way again. But yeah, so now we've got it actually hitting the database. Looks crap, like I said, but should be fairly quick. So, obviously a one little style should work with this. And then this whole page is dynamic. Obviously this is not going to be dynamic, going to be static, as is the header. So yeah, really just a data issue now. So let's just add a few more of these. Duplicate, 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 and that we will do a content tag. User ID, ID2. Okay, cool. We want it. Okay, so we have some new IDs. I guess we'll just have these as headers. How do I edit this? Okay, header 2, header 3, header 1. Whoop. Copy those, paste those. Okay. Oh wait, this is a landing page, right? So landing page 1. See this? Okay. Save that. Save. Oh man, it's not the best text editor. Landing page. Oh god. Landing page 2. Copy that. Paste. 3. Okay, cool. So we've got our new content. We have our content tags, so IDM 1 and 2. Content. Does content even need a user? Who cares? In this case, yeah, we're just no. Oh, how do you? Oh, it's not that easy to copy these. Duplicate. Okay. Duplicate. Okay. Okay. Whatever. So content ID linked with. So it's going to be 2 linked with 1. It's going to be 1 again. It's going to be 3 linked with 1. That should work. Duplicate those. Cool. But these will all be 2. Come on. Okay, if we save that, refresh this guy. Cool. So we got our 3. Well, these are the wrong. Oh, why didn't it save the landing page tag? Save. No. Weird. It's not getting these correctly. Oh, okay. That's probably why. 4, 5, 6. Save. Refresh. There we go. Perfect. Cool. So now we have some data. And so in this case, yeah, so I'll probably leave it there for today so I don't bore you guys with more mishaps like that. I'm also going to probably redesign this whole page so it actually looks cool. And so I'll do that today, I guess. And so tomorrow, what you can expect is a nice little refresh of this page. I'll probably get some nice dummy images in here. So I'll kind of just flesh out the data a bit more. But what you can see is we have the dynamic bit working. What I need to do now is hook this up to an actual image. So that'll be cool. So it's probably one of the more important parts of the design is uploading an image and having my server resize it. So make sure it's not a ridiculously huge image, maybe compress it a little, upload that to S3. So I guess I'll do that tomorrow. That'll be cool. And so once that's working, I have a little upload image API. I'll probably do the user auth today. Today as well. So I'll hook it up to Google Authentication, and I'll give you a demo of that tomorrow. And so that should be ready. Once that's ready, that should be ready for the Chrome extension bit, which is the kind of the more fun part of this project, the more interesting part, I think. It's not just CRUD stuff. It's like creating like this cool cropping UI, as I explained. What is it? This thing. So I'll probably just kind of copy this whole UI, UX. So it's kind of selecting on specific elements, and then you click on one, creates a little crop. You can recrop it. So that's all going to be done in the Chrome extension. And so once I can, save the image, and I have my image API working, then I'm ready to go, man. Ready to go. And so I can just upload it from the Chrome extension. That will then populate the database, or upload the image to S3, create the record in the database. And so when you come here, you'll be able to interact and add these cool images. So I can do that for this public user, but we can then add a kind of private collection, which will be part of the paid package. So you can then have like create your private collection and do that yourself. So that'll be cool. So I guess probably take a couple of days. So tomorrow, yeah, like I said, I'll give you a demo of the user auth, the refresh of this page, and then tomorrow we'll work on the image uploading, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys then. Sorry for the delay today, man. The little mishap. Starting new projects, there's always like little errors like that. But yeah, so yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go back to this bobblehead view, and yeah, cheerio, guys.